Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. So we are looking today, I've picked two Sandford Curafora citrus. Now these are sort of a cold hardy fruit, a cold hardy citrus allegedly, but of course I wouldn't risk them outside. It's just not worth the risk. They have a very interesting knobbly appearance to them, probably very similar looking to the Archibald or double blood orange Myers lemon crosses, but they have like dark red stripes on them, whereas these are just a plain orange colour. Although they're off the same plant, you can see that one's less wrinkly than that one. I wouldn't say they're reflective of the true size that you could get on. I'm sure they could get a lot bigger than this, but it's a very small plant that's not particularly thriving in a pot. So I think I need to get a lot of my citrus repotted into a better compost that would be more suitable for them. But nevertheless, I'm going to cut these in half and have a look at them. Doesn't smell of anything. I don't consider they'll be edible, because even if they were at peak ripeness, I've got a feeling they're not a particularly nice citrus to eat. You can see a little bit of damage on there. Probably had been on the plant too long, I would think. I think they'll be very dry inside. Be interested to see how seedy they are, but in any case we'll have a look inside, because I know that would interest some people. So I'll flip the camera around, see you in a second. Okay, so we flip the camera around. Let me just adjust it a bit. Let's have a close look at the fascinating knobbly skin. What a lovely ornamental fruit, even if they don't serve any eating purpose. I assume you could probably cook them. Let's have a cut across the middle and see what it actually looks like inside. Okay, so what seeds there might have been in it have dried up. You can see the fruit it's very dry. I don't think it's going to have much juice in it. It may well be that these would have been ripe some months ago. It has a typical citrusy smell, but there's no sweetness to it. We can just try a little bit of it. I think it's going to be completely inedible. The skin is very, very hard. Completely dry. I get the impression that it wouldn't be that, it's not sour, but the flesh is very, very dry. It may well be that it would have been edible months ago. We'll cut the other one in half as well, which I expect to be exactly the same. It may have been edible months ago. Oh, that's interesting. This one actually doesn't look quite as dry as the first one, so maybe it's not dried out as much on excuse me, on the plant. But I left them on because they looked attractive and I didn't think they'd be edible anyway. But let's see, as this one's not quite as dry. Okay, that's a pleasant surprise. How do I describe it? It's quite acidic. It's leaving a tingling sensation on my tongue, but that might be, I've got a feeling that's to do with the chemotherapy I've been on, because it has affected aspects of my taste, and of course citrus tend to be very acidic, so there is some sweetness in it. Perhaps if these were at peak ripeness and not overripe and juicier, I don't think it's going to be as nice ever as a mandarin or tangerine, clementine. That would be an edible fruit. not juicy. It's juicier than the first one, but it's not juicy as in peak ripeness. So I think it's simply a case of the fruit's dried out on the plants. Sorry, pigeon flying overhead. It's just a case of the fruit drying out on the plant, to be honest. Too much. Edible, but not delicious. But if that was a genuinely hardy variety, and I believe the Sandford Curafora was bred for hardiness, cold hardiness, it might be viable to grow one of those outside with very little or almost no protection. The problem is it's probably not on a hardy rootstock, because it was grafted in from Italy, and that means they've probably put it on a bitter orange. So the problem is you might get a hardy variety like a Sandford, but if its rootstock's only hardy to -2 centigrade, the plant's going to die in lower temperatures, even if the actual named variety is more cold hardy. So really it would have to be grown on a pond cirrus to be suitably hardy. Anyway, thought it was worth having a look at those as I decided to pick them. There's no point leaving them on the plant any longer. Hopefully it's been of interest to some people. Thanks for watching the video. Thumbs up, of course. Please do share the video, subscribe to my channel. Remember, got to click on that bell if you want to know when new videos come out. I'll see you all soon. Brett out for now.